So we've had such a good, thank you. We've had such a good outcome from our past activity here. And that's one of the things that I really want to spend time right now. I'm glad that you're here. Let me see who else are participating. All right. So the usual suspects, the usual millionaires club, unofficial, are here today, determined to launch or relaunch the U.S. and the world. I did express on the group chat earlier this morning as I was trying to get people in. It was kind of a last minute that they told us that Bethune was going to be sharing today, which incidentally, can someone please send a link to Bethune? The fact that we really need a heads up in order to promote this. The last Thursday sharing that Judy had, no, Miss Julie had last Thursday, Miss Kelly. I know you were not there. I was not sure you were not there, but a little over 70 people actually showed up. 70, 80 people showed up, which is amazing. That's because the pool was the guest speaker, and he was really, really good. So we're kind of hoping if we get advance notice, Nathan, your staff, and you are here, we need the poster way ahead of time, and we need to know who our guest is way ahead of time so we can actually promote it within our platforms or via messenger or text. So for everybody's information, our next guest is Emeline Dugumay from Tacloban, Leyte. And she is a high achiever and she's very fluent in English. So I'm very glad that they did invite her. For now, there's a few of us. I'm going to go ahead and I just want to highlight, so I don't have to spend most of that time a little bit later, what we did here in the United States, um, in Cincinnati, especially when we came together for a Juneteenth celebration. Okay, and let me just and for those people who were part of that, let me see. I got. All right. So Julie's pushing our, thank you for that. And for those people who were with me, who were there at the Juneteenth celebration, I really want you to just go ahead and say something as I actually scroll on this pages, make a comment or something, make it, as you know, Juneteenth is the first celebration this year after it was signed into law. The June 19th is an official holiday here in the United States for the official emancipation of slavery. And so that's something that they started to celebrate. And we're just happy to be part of the fashion show. I thought about you, Miss Kelly. It's amazing. This is the pre-show. This is when we started gathering.
Yes, I saw
And
your live coverage. Congratulations to you.
thank you. Tell us about this, Jeffrey.
Well, this was a great opportunity for us to really get out there and start spreading the word of UNO, particularly from a health and beauty perspective, since we were at a fashion show. But we were part of a very select group of vendors who were allowed on a very prestigious square we call Fountain Square, which is really at the center of our downtown business district. It's a great civic gathering place. It's a great place where businesses connect. And we were right there in the midst of all of this activity. It was a fantastic weekend celebration here in Cincinnati. Cincinnati is one of just a handful of cities that are adopting the federal legislation. And by federal, I mean the United States legislation. And as you know, we have 50 states, and states are sometimes left to interpret federal statutes according to their own desire. So here in Ohio, we are acknowledging and celebrating Juneteenth. And this year, as Mom Brownwin has stated, is the first year that it is an official holiday where people get to take off from work. And we had the opportunity to really be front and center. Very proud of our look. We had our UNO t-shirts and caps. And as you see, we were quite an attractive group. And this is what UNO can do for you too.
See a lot of people attending. Marcia, did you want to say something? You were very much a part of it. For those people that are just coming in, you are looking at a major event that took place here in Cincinnati, USA, wherein we were able to highlight our products and our profitable consumerism to a different audience, mainly the Black community here in the heart of Cincinnati. It was awesome to see. This is our spot. It was beautiful, right in front of where the happening is, where everything's happening. So you cannot miss the way we set up. Miss Marcia, tell us about your experience, Miss Marcia. There you are. You did so well.
Okay, but can you hold on 1 minute? I have someone at the desk, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna just keep doing this while others are coming in. I have to commend Jeff for doing such a wonderful setup with the products, and specifically our beauty products. He actually created a script and really put our heads together and putting together some flyers and attractive posters to bring people in. These are really high, in the high echelon group we're in. If you see this in the background right here, these are the seatings for the VIP seatings. So it costs $75 for early tickets. It comes with the swag bags and some refreshments and some food. And they bumped it up to $150 per seat. So that just tells you that this is money well spent for our team to put together something like this, to be in the eyes or at the forefront here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And since it's an international event, it was just justified for us to really, to really showcase our products. And we are so proud of that. I'm gonna have Marcia have an opportunity to talk about that later. So how many people do we have? 11 participants. Welcome everyone. You are in our Global VP that happens on Tuesday. What we're doing right now on Wednesdays. What we're doing right now is showing an event that just concluded a few days ago over the weekend. And this is my granddaughter actually created this. Let me see if I can.
Oh, what's that model of Max Out?
He was doing this on the main thoroughfare, and I didn't even know about it. Wow, wow, wow. So, so that's just for you, for people who want to see more of that, please go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Uno Premier for Life. As you know, there's not no stopping this team here. We came together, we'll put together our resources, there are more photos on there that we posted. So welcome everyone. There's 1,200 of us here, and you are here, and you are so blessed because this platform is something that I really feel, and most of us feel, that you can bring in your prospects. We have a special guest today that is going to talk about um, his Uno journey and where he is today and how he made all of that money and how he made a lifestyle out of Uno. So I want to welcome our team in Cincinnati and congratulate them for a job well done over the weekend. And there seem to be some issues logging in. Let me see. I do want, can someone in the team please send a direct link to Jenna Lynn and to Charlene? I'm getting some messages that they're not able to log in. I don't know why that is. Nathan, can you help?
One thing with this, I can pick it up and go. Just
So I do want to thank all the what you've seen on our shirt was really amazing. This was shipped to us DHL. We ordered it from the Philippines through Rian Saldana. So that was pretty good. And I think we're going to order some more because it makes us look really nice to our branding and everything else. And it fit right into the event that we were in. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at, so I want to welcome back Ahmad Al-Najjar. We haven't seen him in a while. And also his downline Tariq. Welcome UAE. Julie Patay is here. Thank you so much for being here. Always very supportive. Our team, Miss Kelly, Maridel, welcome. We have a guest that I've not seen, and I haven't seen him visit. Elmer Burbano. Elmer, can you please let us know through the chat where you are tuning in from, and if this is your first time attending this Global BP?
I think he's one of my guests I sent.
Wonderful. So I'm looking at the time, 10:19. This is being recorded. So what to just maximize on our time together, I am going to go ahead and play a couple of videos, and then we're going to jump right into sharing if this is something. So Elmer, Mr. Adolphus, is Elmer already part of Uno, or is he a prospect? You can unmute. So I'm trying to find out if there's our first timer. So we want to welcome him.
He's a first timer.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love it. I love it. So since this is being recorded, we have a first timer. Thank you so much for joining us. Adolphus, he's your guest. Why don't you tell us more about him, and others, please greet him through the chat. Adolphus?
Well, Mr. Elmer, he's one of my colleagues, believe it or not, from Virginia State University. And we spent a lot of time together at the university, but not just the university. He's helped my kids kids all around in the, like it says, the North Carolina area, the Richmond area, the Philadelphia area. He is real for that type of guy. And I just thought I sent this out on a blast really to my colleagues, because now we're coming up on, believe it or not, wow, I've been out of school for almost 40 some odd years now from Virginia State. So he's one of my colleagues from there. So when you start to look at, just like Mr. Brown said, and a few others, time flies so quickly. And then just wanted to caveat, I know this is not part of the but happy Father's Day belated to all the fathers out there. For us, sometimes we're remiss in being overlooked, but I know for us, without us too, there is no family. So just wanted to give a happy belated Father's Day. But like I said, Mr. Elmer, he's one of my for his friends from college, but also in the neighborhood. He does a lot of for his, as I would say, philanthropist for his type things for his. So I wanted to bring him on board just so he can kind of see, as we would see, in the one lifestyle for his Uno, as the new name is called. So just wanted to expose him to it for us, and a few other family members and friends I sent out for us, the blast to them for us, and even my Virginia State, like I said, we do a prayer meeting for us every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Tuesday. I even send it out to them. So trying to just let everyone know for, you can be healthy. And it's just look at me for, I'm 62 years old and hey, wow, don't I look good? But hey, that magic cream is good. So just wanted to let him know for there was a team out there that can support him. So, just wanted to say, welcome, Mr. Elmer for us. And I know you have a few people that you have also wanted to share this with. And I think this live for us recorded, can also be one that we can share again from YouTube or wherever else. So, it's welcome.
Thank you for that. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show a couple of US videos, and you're in the right platform, Ms. Elmer. We are in the US, and we want to make sure that we do launch US the right way, and Adolphus is US. And so I appreciate your doing the Eblast.
Mami, yo le llevo a los se falta ey, baby, yo quiero darte la buena noche, pa' que te apuestes. Tú estás dura de espalda y más rica de frente. Mami.
I apologize. I am trying to get, can someone just ask them to type in the meeting ID? Okay, so there's a question here from Jeffrey, if Elmer is here in the US at the present.
Yeah, he's in the US.
Se falta ey, baby, yo quiero darte la buena noche, pa' que te apuestes. Tú estás dura de espalda y más rica de frente. Mami, yo le llevo a los
There is somewhere in the background that's playing. Okay, there you go. I found it. I apologize. One of these days, I'll have a wonderful assistant that will do this production show for me.
What are you doing playing that music in the background?
That was actually from the TikTok video that I showed. I did not know that it will pick up on the other TikToks. Anyway, here we go. This is So that was at the first launch here in the United States. Let me,
Father's Day and welcome to church. We're going to have the best.
oh, I am so bad at this. Miss Kelly, I don't even know I tried.
What you need to play, Miss Bronwyn?
I'm gonna do this one more. I'm gonna stop because it's 10:28. Okay, just to let you know that this is that video shows that we did have a grand launch for Uno Premier International LLC here in the United States in 2015, and we're gonna tell you more about that as we go on with our presentation today. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my slides. Welcome, Emmeline. Welcome, everyone. Please go ahead and mute yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the presentation. You are special for a special guest. This is Uno Premier Business Presentation, a global business presentation in English. This happens every Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is what you are going to expect out of this business preview. You are going to learn about a global business opportunity, which with low startup cost, and you're going to learn about a privileged lifestyle that offers travels, mega events, and luxury items when you become part of the system. A chance to earn in the comfort of your own home, the possibility of time and freedom at any age. And you are going to find out there are more than one way to make money. And then you can have up to 15 accounts if you choose to. We are targeting everyone, especially business owners, student, overseas foreign workers, or even if you are an employee, this is something for you. We are not encouraging you to quit your day job. We just want you to experience products and find out that there is some earning potentials here. Imagine yourself at the end of this presentation having a store with your name that you can send out in the United States and in the Philippines and in other countries. As we move forward, I do want you to mute your phones and your computers, and mute your microphone. Some people have asked already that this global VP be done on Facebook Live. So this is something that is already a pending request. But the first and foremost, we want to make sure that we do have people coming in. So the scarce resources that are available with UNO, because they're busy with the entire world, will not be wasted. So let's invite more people to this platform, and that would be a possibility. If you're a new invite, I see Miss Elmer, we roll out the red carpet for you. You are going to be listening to a wonderful opportunity, and I do want you to keep an open mind. And if you have any questions at all throughout the presentation, please type in the chat box. You are in wonderful hands because the people that are here today have been in the business for a while, and they are here to support each other and learn new things as we come together at least once a week. UNO is a system of care wherein we believe that health is wealth. So we cover everything that has anything to do with lifestyle. And if you become part of this system, definitely we will offer you all the resources that's available. You're not seeing any of the slides, are you? Let me see here. No, okay. I apologize. I wanted to share the slide. All right. So like I said a few minutes ago, that we are UNO, and we focus on health and our system of care to make sure that all of our members, whether they're business partners or health partners, have a quality life. And we do that through consuming our products. And for those people who choose to earn and improve their lifestyle, this is this is some perks. Of course, when you become part of our system, we offer you training such as this one and an opportunity for you to invite your prospect. Every Wednesday, we come together at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you note on the poster, there are different time zones all over the US and all over the world. So I want you to feel confident that when you do send them information about this global business preview, that you have the right time and make sure that they show up at the right time. Also, on Thursdays, for those people that are interested in the business who are Filipinos and they target Filipinos that are living outside the United States, whether outside the Philippines, whether they're OFWs or expatriates or subcontractors of global company, we do offer a business preview that happens on Thursdays, and the host is Miss Kelly and Miss Julie Patay shown here. So those are the resources that we have, that we offer you currently to invite people to the business. Once you are in, we do offer intensive food supplement orientation, where you're going to learn more about the products and also building leadership. As you know, most of the time when people are offered an opportunity, they also need to build the knowledge, build the soft skills and the hard skills in order to succeed in this business. We have plenty of those, including right now, they're really ramping up on all of their all this training when it comes to social media, because after the pandemic, or we still going through the pandemic, but we had a good 2 years to really embark on online marketing, and that has proven so well, that has converted to lots of earnings for a lot of people. Now, for those people that are wondering, okay, so they claim that we are all over the world. Yes, we are. If you look at this, we just concluded our 15th year anniversary. The first time everybody came together on June 12th, and we also brought in our partners from all over the world. And these are the flags that are represented. We are all over the world. If you want to take a picture of that, please go ahead. And if you have any prospect doubting if we actually do exist worldwide, this is proof. A snapshot of what it looked like. Now, this is not even half of the people that come together during sales rally. Trust me, I know. I have been there. I was fortunate to address close to 17,000 people in one place at the Arenatic Coliseum in 2017. That has been such a highlight in my life that I'm still excited about thinking about the whole experience. I want to stop right here, and I want to thank Aurora Hudson for chiming in, finally joining in from Sacramento, USA. She's one of our active leaders and pioneering leaders there. Merle is from New Jersey. Thank you for joining us. So I would want to invite Miss Kelly to please go ahead and facilitate this segment of our Zoom, wherein we are encouraging people to report from the field what's going on in their neck of the woods. Miss Kelly, can you kindly facilitate this segment?
Hello, everyone. Yes, we are on the portion where we share news that you can use, or news about your country, about your location, or Uno Premier activities that you can share to our business partners and attendees here. Well, with the Philippines, we are back to normal. Activities are happening. Classes, students are back in face-to-face, but not all. But most of the public schools are back to school. Actually, it will be ending this month as well, and then we'll resume in August, I think, for the schooling. So I think COVID is not really an issue anymore, but I still hear some news, but I think everything is back to normal also here. And I just also want to share that I attended the Uno anniversary in Quezon City and the Independence Day, and it was really overwhelming. I know you are all there, of course, and congratulations to all the awardees. And the event venue is really full. I know it's not really as big as the Cuneta Astrodome or the MOA Arena before, but of course, um, most of the participants as well are via Zoom or online. So still a lot attended and a lot experienced. Although Boss William was not there, but we were updated by the two BODs and also the sharing from the top earners. And everyone is fully get up, in different outfits. Really amazing and inspiring to see all the awardees and top earners there. And I hope that there will also come a time that we will also be gathered in such an occasion like that. Yes, the count was 2,600 online. And yes, I'm not sure what's the capacity of the SM SM area in North EDSA, but it's really full. It's really full. Anyway, let me ask some of the people here who would like to share news that we can use. How about, since Ahmad is here, can you share? We miss you. Can you share something about UAE, please? Yes.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I've been away because I've been busy and shifting and stuff. Okay, I'll be reporting in short. My name is Ahmed, and I'll be reporting for UAE and Dubai for a short news. We have here in Dubai, they have announced in the news, if you allow me to share, the world's most powerful passport is the UAE passport with a mobility score of 166, allowing visa-free travel to 107 countries. One of the news that Al Hassan has reduced, we have Al Hassan app, which can allow you to make a PCR test in UAE. It's reduced from 30 days to 14 days to control the upcoming cases. Actually, it's been jumped to 100% again, back to pandemic. So I don't know what happened, but suddenly it's raised. So I will go for the last news of the report for this. But it's actually, it's been a while. It's like I've been controlled here. So we can still go out to work and outside. So Dubai Runaway Northern Airport is been closed for 45 days for renovation. And today we complete 40 days of our late President Sheikh Khalifa, who passed away. We have raised our flags up. Expo 2020 has been converted by our Vice President Sheikh Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum. It will be converted as Expo City Dubai. So, and the fuel, if somebody asked about the fuel, I have a small car, Yaris, mini Yaris, Toyota Yaris. It's been, last time when you saw me, from 80 dirhams, now it's been raised to 130 dirhams for full tank. So if you convert that to US dollar, it will give you the actual rate from Google. Now, finally, I want to share I don't have anything about the UNO news, but I will give you the news for the COVID. New case is 1,592 up to 2 minutes. And new recovery is 1,361. We have 0 death. And yeah, active cases is 17,171 up to June 22. So these are the reports for now. And thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Ahmad, for sharing about UAE and Dubai. Anyone else here that you can who can share about your country, about your state? Please unmute. This is your chance. Aurora, are you there? Are you busy? I also missed you. Hi,
I'll
Aurora.
share, Kelly. Sorry,
Sorry, are you busy now? Can you share?
I
Oh,
am busy. I will share next time. Thank
okay.
you.
No problem. Thank you for listening. Anyone
Thank you.
else here who wants to share about your state or even about the Philippines in your province, in your city, if you are Puno Premier activities?
Miss Kelly, I'm not sure if Miss Merle is able to share. I really want to hear from her. I've not talked to her. Merle Dumas is from New Jersey, Jersey City, New
Mom,
Jersey.
I'm at work. I'm listening. I'm so sorry. I can't.
That's fine.
I am,
She
but
got back home to
my
the
ears
Philippines.
is open. My both two ears is open, and I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. We understand that. So just to let you know that, she just came back from the Philippines. And if you want to reach out to her individually to see how her experience was, she went to visit her mom and thank God that her mom is okay. So she came back and she's still doing UNO. So I'm grateful for that. Um, Miss Kelly, for I'm looking at the time and being sensitive to other folks. Let's go ahead and continue. I
Okay.
do want to piggyback on what Miss Ahmad had said about, oh, Nigeria is here. Awesome, awesome. So Miss Elmer, I want you to know that you are surrounded by dedicated leaders from all over the world. And this is your opportunity right now to expand worldwide. So I want you to sit back and relax. You are in great hands, and I'm going to continue delivering. But I do want to talk about, this, we are in the business of taking care of our health. And the report from UAE, being a first country that has opened up their tourism, that's going to follow with the rest of the destination places in the world. So we have to be very cautious, continue doing our business, because this is the place to be. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move forward and skim through this quickly. I do want, Ms. Bithun, I don't know how much you have shared with Elmer about the business. We were founded in the Philippines by these three wonderful gentlemen. We started off as Uno Local in 2007. It was launched there, and it really made it so big that it created over 3,000 self-made millionaires. We distribute health and wellness products, beauty, health, and wellness products, that they did so well during those times that in 2015 they decided, since we are doing so well, let me go back to when they started in 2007. These three gentlemen, Irby Chua, William Barber, and Oliver Chua, they have always been networkers. And they also have experienced the rise and fall of the multi-level marketing world. And after decades of putting forth all of their efforts in different companies, creating, and for it to come stumbling down because of the lack of products, lack of integrity, and their uplines leaving them, they decided to huddle and say, hey, you know what? We have learned so much from these global companies. We can create our one and only, and we're going to name it Uno, that we have control over the products, we have control over the compensation plan and the incentives for our people. And that's exactly what they did. They each have their specialized field. Irby Chua is wonderful with product innovation. And so he makes sure that he attends all of the gathering worldwide about the new products that are being launched by manufacturers, natural supplements and beauty products. William Barbo is our president. He's a people person. He's very humble, and he exercises the servant leadership. I've met all of them, and I have nothing but good words to say about them. Oliver Chua, we have to thank him for his innovation, that he switched from online online into this. He switched from face to face to traditional marketing into online, because even before pandemic started, did you know that we already had online stores, especially in the US? We were the first one, Premier Plus. I know some of you here know that there is a local, there's a Premier, and they have they just launched a new program called One Lifestyle, which is now affordable, that is really doing so well in third world countries. Unfortunately, this is only offered in third world countries. What does that mean? Our offering, Premier Plus, is top notch. So let me go back in saying that after they've established Uno Local in 2015, they decided that they're going to roll it out globally. And that's when Bethune came into the picture. That's when other people that don't look like Filipinos became involved with Uno. Why? Because the Filipinos have this workforce called OFWs. The overseas foreign workers are the unsung heroes. As you all know, when we graduate from our respective courses, the only way that we know is to go abroad. And Saudi Arabia, Hong Kong, Singapore, United States are the ones that are ideal hosts for us. And so that's how they rolled out on a global scale. What they were thinking is to make sure that, hey, we're tired of sending our people to work outside the Philippines. They're tired of seeing broken families. They're tired of seeing aging parents dying, not alone. There's a lot of broken families, broken marriages as a result of people not staying together. So they decided this is the key to bring people back. Send products, global economy, especially the Philippine economy, and then at the same time make sure that the people are brought home. So they have been successful in that respect. When you become part of our organization, you're going to hear stories and stories of people that have actually made it back home to the Philippines. Among them are the ones that have established in the foreign countries, and galvanized the structure for in 2021, they decided to have a warehouse center here in the United States. As you can see on your left-hand side is an image of all of the products that are available, both local and US FDA approved. On the right-hand side, if you are serious about building a business in the United States, know that there are 9 products that you can outright sell with direct sale profit. That's how wonderful it is, especially now that as we are talking. I want you to know it's only been 2 years ago that they introduced the rest of the products. For a while, Uno US has only been operating with 3 or 4 products the most. Now, Uno presence is felt all over the world. We are in 20 countries and now about 11 offices worldwide, and have created over 300 million millionaires. We know that more and more millionaires have been created because of the online business. They're making it easier for us to access our store and build our company. We are super branded. Here are the certifications. The proof is in the pudding. When we launch, these are the products that are wonderful. Cappuccino, I see Ola did join here. Cappuccino is very, very famous in Africa. There's tons and tons of testimonies about all of our products that I highlighted here. Don't worry about catching the details of this, because we do have soap. We have toothpaste, all natural products that has manifested in our health. And as you become part of our team, you are able to hear this in detail. There are trainings, like I've said, on food supplement orientation, and there are face-to-face and also Zoom training on how these wonderful products have actually manifested and its efficacy. So look at what the office looks like here, actually in West Insula. When you have Uno Premier Plus, I want you to focus Uno Premier Plus, not the local. I know some people here, a majority of them have local, and I really want to emphasize on Premier Plus. This is a difference between a Toyota and a Rolls Royce. Okay, so if you are toying with the idea of okay, I'm investing money, or I'm talking to somebody about investing some money, go for the higher price, because this is what you're gonna see. The fact that when you send somebody anywhere in any of our offices in the world, they're going to receive the same treatment, a red carpet treatment. In this case, in the Philippines, all you need to do is make an appointment with them to make sure that they are well received. They also need to make sure that they don't wear cut off jeans or showing off too much flesh, because there is a dress code. So that just tells you that they don't just simply allow people off the streets. You have to be, it has to be a reservation. And then they offer in this little area right here where you see two of our board of directors and Gary Morales. Gary Morales is our head operations manager. He handles all of the world accounts. They will receive them, offer them sandwiches, let them taste the prime juice on all of our products. Imagine, guys, when you walk in here, where it really lends itself for closing a deal, right? So I want you to remember that is the feeling that investors are gonna feel as they walk in. This is the landscape of what Uno looks like in the world. We have our premier offices in West Insula. We have offices, some offices in Nigeria, and we have fulfillment service in Las Vegas. This, you remember I told you about the OFWs. The OFWs are not just simply they come from all walks of life. So they're engineers, doctors, they are domestic workers. It's a mix of people, and they hit all over the world. So when you see these flags over here on the left-hand side, that means that there is an Uno presence in those countries, and you can access our wonderful products. All you need is become part of Uno Premier Plus. Okay, now let's talk about conquering the global market. We are on our 5th year, actually going on 7th year in targeting the global market. So we know that we're in 20 countries and we have international offices. I want you to be confident in sharing the fact that US is really hard to penetrate because of its competitiveness with other companies, multi-level marketing companies. But this is a proof to the pudding. We have been in operation since 2015 and we continue to do that. We have a warehouse in the United States that will fulfill the order. And we have a handful of distributors now, most of them are in this room, who are dedicated to make sure that Uno stays in the United States, which is really the gateway to the world, correct? Imagine all of the visitors that come through here and they will have access to our products, and then they're able to set up an account wherever they come from. So think about that. And Ahmad, I'm glad that you did mention about the privilege of being a UAE resident. That you're able to visit the countries with no question. Well, imagine this: if you are a multi-level marketer, the only thing that you really need to address when you apply for a visa in the United States, if you are affiliated with Uno Premier, which has an office in the US and other countries, and that you can prove that you have many downlines, that is an easy access also to come to go to these countries. So think about that. I have I'm not saying this just to be saying this. I have attended hundreds of Zoom, and I've heard people who actually said, if you're from Nigeria, you have connections and you have offices in other countries, or if you are in UAE or the Philippines, it's easy to get that multiple visa to come and visit. So this is what I am really thinking about, and I want everybody to share the same vision. Imagine all of us coming here in the United States and be granted a visa just like that. I know Ahmad will be here because that's automatic. We just need for him to come, period. And Miss Julie has a sister in Chicago. So think about that as you become part of this wonderful, wonderful global company. This is a snapshot of what we look like in other countries. In Hong Kong, mostly composed of domestic foreign workers. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I commend them for testing, beta testing all of our products. I heard not too long ago from Oliver Chua about the fact that in Hong Kong, as we were acknowledging Paul Cheng in one of the premiere night that Kelly Tablan hosted, there was a question of how they succeeded. And Paul Cheng, who is the pioneering leader there, knows his audience and his target. The fact that these domestic women that work for other people, taking care of other people's children, taking care of the aged and cleaning their homes, only have 4 working days in a month to work Uno. Note that. I want you to think about that. 4 working days out of the month that they work Uno. So Paul Chang made sure that on those days that they are off, he has a place for them to come to connect, work the business, bring their clients. And guess what? They have now a very, very solid UBC. UBC is called Uno Business Center, and they also have a thriving online business. And I thank you for all the blessing, because it would just inspire us wherever you are in the world, because this is a global platform. You walk over to Nigeria. Nigeria, we have our sister Ola here and other Nigerian African brothers and sisters. In Nigeria, they love our products. Where do you find a country that embraces a Filipino-owned company? Why? Because of the products. It is a lifesaver. Once you have tried the products, you become Uno crazy like us. And these are doctors, these are pharmacists, these are people that have their own businesses. They are microbiologists and engineers. They believe in our products. Isn't it amazing? In United Arab Emirates, tons of followers there. As you can see, this seemed to be the hub and the melting pot for all nationalities in the Middle East. Muslims, Pakistanis, Christians, they come together because of the products. One of the things that really impresses me is when Ms. Julie shared with me that they actually had a 3-day fair to highlight Uno products in a hospital. Who has heard of that? Here in the United States, we don't endorse alternative medicine, because the surgeons and everyone else, they are trained just to cut you open and do whatever is needed for the protocol. But having that alternative is simply a lifesaver for some people. In the US, we are slowly telling people, yes, we are here. Last weekend was just a big kind of like kickoff to what we are doing. So now, if you're in the fence about, okay, I can't do this, I know nothing, I have no knowledge, Miss Elmer, since you are a newbie here, don't worry about it. In our business, everybody starts an equal footing, because we put aside what we know, because this is what you learn, everything, because we offer all of these resources to you. It is a consultation with our doctors to make sure that you're taking the right supplements and the right combination. And then the combination of that, you have an opportunity to actually sit down on Facebook Live and type in your specific illnesses, and they will respond to you. Here in the United States, we're organizing another food supplement orientation in English for those people that are non-Tagalog Tagalog speakers. One Lifestyle, we talked about this. I was really excited when they said they were going to roll it out about 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. And now they have rolled it out. Unfortunately, fortunately for the third world countries, this is something that's really affordable. We're talking $32 US dollars in order for them to have a store in the Philippines. And these are the ones that's catering to people that do not want to build a network. They just want to sell, and get that direct sales income. So we talked about this being offered not in the United States because we are considered first world, not in Canada or UAE, especially not in UAE, but in Nigeria. Can you imagine a lot of brothers and sisters that we are able to help? And this is just a sample of the products that and the packages that they can avail in Nigeria. And let's not forget that they continue of becoming top notch in our industry, especially in Uno. Our products are all, most of the products have made it to the Philippine Pharmaceutical Directory. What does that mean? That means our products are not only, our natural products are not only supplemental, they are therapeutic. That means people that are members of the Philippine Doctors Association actually writes prescription for chronic illnesses and certain types of cancer to alleviate the pain and chronic diseases. Again, this is highlighting the products for Uno Premier Plus here in the United States. And as a Uno Premier Plus holder worldwide, you have access to these fine products. So I want to stop and I want to thank our team for having such a wonderful launch here in the United States, in Cincinnati, in the Midwest. We were able to set up a booth at this Juneteenth celebration. June 19th became an official holiday. Legislation passed to hold June 19th as a holiday, and this is the kickoff. We did attend a fashion show, a Juneteenth celebration. This is Marsha, who was, the picture is taken. This is our audience, mostly the Black community, the higher echelon, people that have disposable income, people that have money to go to a show and actually look at people do the runway looking like, oh, okay, you know, spend a couple of $100 on a shirt or on a skirt or up to $1,000. So that means they have money to spend. So it is money well spent on our team in an effort to launch our business, our individual businesses. As you can see, we had a product display that created curiosity. We have a prime real estate location where people actually pass through our booth. We collected a lot of, we did collect a lot of contacts that we're gonna follow up fairly soon. An event that I am planning, just to make mention, is on June 25, because you are gonna hear that Uno was founded by Filipinos and for Filipinos. Until I came into the picture. When I founded in 2016, I'm married to Douglas Payne here. Go wave your hand, Doug. Douglas Payne is an American, and I have no intention of going up to the Philippines. I love the United States. I have children. So I was really driving at the US market and the Americans per se, and the third and second generation Filipinos who do not speak English. So this platform was established because of that, and more of this will happen if we grow in numbers. So I implore you guys to think about this. Please think of when you are building your business, you want to build your business, everything is already set here in the United States. We have access to all of the products. Let's build a huge consumer base in one of the most powerful nations in the world. So one of the things that I have done, you know, I have started connecting with the health, with the nurses. Most of our members, our US team members here, all across America, are nurses, or if not in the health profession. So I decided I was gonna hang out and have a table and give out some samples on this day for the induction of the officers to at least 3 of the states here, neighboring states here in Cincinnati. That's in Kentucky, Indianapolis, and Cincinnati. So I'm going to stop right now because I would love to invite Jeffrey Brewster to demystify how the different ways to work the business. And you're going to find out it's very, very simple. Jeffrey?
Good day. Thank you, Mom Bronwyn. And I'd like to say good morning, America, to our business partners across the United States, and good day to our business partners around the globe. You know, before I start talking about ways to work this business, I just want to highlight an example of why you should work this business. You know, we just saw some very wonderful slides, pictures of our outing at the Fountain Square Fashion Show. And just think about this. You know, there were over 1,000 people in attendance, and we literally had about 100 people stop by our booth. Now think about this. People are there for a fashion show. They're there for the beauty and the glamour and to be entertained. And here we are with vitamins, minerals, and soap. And you may say, wow, how did that work? Well, it worked really well, because why you should work this business is because it's a business that can fit in anywhere. Remember, we're all people suffering from the same illnesses and disorders, no matter where we are. Even though we go to a fashion show, we don't have the luxury of leaving our diabetes at home. We don't have the luxury of leaving our hypertension back at home. We've got to bring these things with us. So when we do, it's an opportunity for us still to connect this business with other people and other businesses. That's a great reason why we should work this business. I don't want to dwell on ways to work the business right now because I'm preaching to the choir. We all know this, but I just want to highlight some things and underscore. Let us go on, because when we talk about profitable consumerism, I want you to think about it from the perspective of you being that consumer first and foremost. Let me ask you
I'm
this.
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. We do have a guest that has not seen the presentation.
And they're no longer with us.
Okay, thank
I
you.
was-
I
I
was
was
not,
hoping-
I was talking, so I was not. You go
Yeah, I
ahead
was
then.
hoping that they would remain,
Go for it.
but I'm going to be generic enough. Don't worry. So
Thank
let us go, because when we talk about profitable consumerism, and we can advance the slide here, it really begins with you and me. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in health supplements yourself? Do you take health supplements? Now, many of us have heard thousands and thousands of testimonies, but we may not have our own personal testimony. Well, if you're like me and you might not have your own personal testimony, I want you to think about it from this perspective. When I look at the benefit of our products, I simply say, I cannot afford not to take these things. We're in the midst of a pandemic, and I am getting older. So what am I doing to protect myself? So first and foremost, I want to be that consumer. And I do believe that if it has done miracles for thousands of other people, it too can do miracles for me. That's my belief. That's my belief in these products. So I ask you, where are you on this continuum? What do you believe? Do you really believe in the benefit and the efficacy of our products? Because if you do not, then perhaps you're in the wrong business. And I'm not ashamed to say that to you, because we need to be very, very strategic and purposeful in what we do. We're not here volunteering, by no means. We're here in business. We're here in business to create wealth and to spread health. That's our job. So it begins with us as a consumer. So if you haven't taken your Ultimacy today, stop right now, go pop a pill. If you haven't taken your glutathione today, stop right now, go pop a pill. If you're thirsty, grab some Prime Juice, because every time you do this, you are increasing the benefit of your health and you're saving money. Well, what do I mean by that? Let's go to the next slide, because you know that we have the opportunity to save money. With our network marketing system, remember, we cut out the supply chain. we can maximize by capitalizing on those savings. And those savings come back to us again in the form of rebates. Every time we make a purchase, we're earning 5% back in a rebate. And when you build your team and you encourage your team to be the consumer that you are, you can earn up to 29% back. And that's just one way that we profit from our business. But this is what we mean by profitable consumerism. We cut out the middleman and we become the distributor and the consumer. And those dollars come back to us. Remember, in our membership club, there's a one-time investment. There are no annual fees and there are no minimum purchasing requirements. Think about that. What business do you know that you can make an investment in, take a break from, and then come back and pick up right where you left off? Now, we know that that's not prudent to do in business, but that's the way our company can work. It gives us that latitude. It gives us that freedom to work this business your way, anyway, anytime. Let's go further because the opportunity gets even better. I cannot stress to you today the importance of direct retail sales in this global market. We have the opportunity to capitalize every day on this opportunity. So where are you? How are you handling and designing your business? You might say, well, I just want to be a consumer. I'm not good at selling. Well, let me give you a tip. Our products sell themselves. You just have to put them out there. Case in point, here we were at a fashion show and we just set up a display and over 100 people came in to see the display. They're interested in health and wellness. You might not think so, but they are. And look, here's the proof. Direct retail sales have exponentially increased and will continue to increase as we go on into the next 5 years. Health and wellness products are the fastest growing category in direct retail selling. Is that not phenomenal? Well, you're in the right place at the right time. So how are you doing business today? If you're not doing retail sales, you're missing out on a great opportunity. Next slide. When we talk about doing business, we're looking at making a profit. Our products have the highest profit margin of any of the health and wellness multi-level marketing companies out there. That is a plus in and of itself. You have the opportunity to earn anywhere from 22 to 40% profit margins on our products, depending on your level of investment in this opportunity. But this graphic clearly shows that you can make an earning here by simply direct selling. Imagine making this as extra income in a month. Be more aggressive. Imagine making this extra income every week. This is the opportunity that we have. And let me tell you how easy it is. Let's go to the next slide. Remember, we've got an international e-commerce platform. This is our tool. The only thing that you need, a cell phone, a laptop, or a tablet. And the rest is handled by our company. Let us capitalize on this opportunity through direct selling. Let us realize that the only thing we have to do is to drive people to our own online store. Remember, each of us has an online store. Now, it gets even better because remember, we now have the opportunity to have international stores, not just our own e-commerce store locally, but we have now the opportunity to do business in other international countries. Phenomenal. Are you taking advantage of this opportunity? Remember, We have training supports in Facebook marketing, social media marketing in total. This is an opportunity for us. And for a modest investment, you cannot beat this opportunity. Let us go further, because we now have the opportunity, once again, as an international company, to do business globally with no territorial boundaries. So we are inviting you to build your business right here in the United States, where we have set up an Unopreneur Center right here in Cincinnati, Ohio, that will drop ship anywhere in the continental United States, Canada, and Alaska. That's all of North America. Come on, we've got an opportunity for you right now in Saudi Arabia, in UAE, in Qatar, in Hong Kong, to do business here in the United States. It's very, very simple. We have established a store just for distributors, healthydays365.store. Check it out. See how easy it is to build your customer base right here in the United States. Do you have friends here? Do you have family here? Do you have colleagues working abroad right here in the United States? Reach out to them. Develop them as your business market base here in the United States from your own country. This is the global opportunity that we share today. Take advantage of it. Expand your business in 2022. We're right at the middle of this year. If you haven't reached your financial targets, if you haven't reached your health targets, we are now at our midpoint. Let us capitalize and really rack up for the rest of this year. We've got 6 more months to achieve those goals. The last way I'd like to share with you is through multi-level marketing. Remember, this is the heart of our company. We are a multi-level marketing company, but you have got to build your team very strategically. You know, sometimes we wonder why people get involved and then they seem to fade off. They're first interested and then they're no longer interested. Where did they go? Well, I say to you, don't give up, but be very strategic in who you put on your team to begin with. Because there's nothing wrong with saying, I made a mistake. I thought you were interested in a dynamic opportunity. I thought that you were interested in being the healthiest person that you could be. Perhaps I was wrong. And if I am wrong, guess what? I'm going to go on and find another team member who is going to be that active participant, who shares the same vision, drive, and passion that you do. This is how we build our team. And look, if we work as a team, this is the earnings that are possible. Nearly $18,000 can be earned in 5 months, but we've got to have the right multi-level marketing structure. And when we do, wow, the sky is the limit. I'm going to show you how. Doug, help me out here, because we've got the greatest compensation schedule of any multi-level marketing company. Tell us more about this fantastic opportunity.
Thank you, Jeff. I would love to. Where Jeff left off at, I'm going to pick up in a few more ways that we can earn in this business. I'll get into direct selling, referral bonuses, matching bonuses, some direct royalty bonuses, uni-level bonuses, as well as some multi-level marketing bonuses. And I'll leave the global profit sharing and the other ones up to your, it's fine, up to your person who brought you in. Thanks, Ms. Brownland. Okay, the very first way to earn, okay? Before we get into the direct referral, you first have to just join. You can join as little as $380 for a Platinum Plus package, okay? That's the smallest investment that you can make. You can also come in as a Premier plus investor for $1,140, or an elite plus investor for $2,280, or the bigger package, which Brown mentioned, your global plus for $4,560. Please go back. Yeah, thank you. On the direct referral compensation side for a platinum package, you earn $20. Not a whole lot, but for your Premier Plus package, you earn $60. For the Elite Plus package, you earn $120. And for your Global Plus package, you earn $240. So just for bringing in your friends and family, everyone that you sponsor, these are the earnings you get for just starting the business, just coming in as a partner. Okay, Ms. Brown, please advance the screen. Thank you. The second way to earn is a matching bonus. It says that you can earn a matching bonus every time you pair. Well, pair what? Well, let's just look at the one highlighted in blue that says PL. Stands for platinum. Remember the platinum package that I said that you can buy for $380? Well, on a matching bonus, you don't just earn 20, you actually earn $40. And for the Premier, you earn 120 as opposed to 60. And for the Elite, 240. And for a global match, you earn $480. Now, when they say progressive income applies after the first 10 matches, that just means a platinum and a platinum is a match, right? Well, for 10 matches, you would earn this amount. For the 11th match and onward, okay, preservation applies, and you can never earn lower than this again. So the 11th match and onward, preservation applies, and you can never earn lower than this again. All right, one more highlight on this, okay? Let's just look at the global package for $480. Well, what is $480 in pesos? If I did it by 50, and my math is right, it would be 24,000 pesos. Well, what if you matched a global? 24 and 24 is 48,000. Now, I'm not sure what exactly 48,000 pesos would do, but I do know that you're allowed 15 accounts. So if you do that by 48, then you're getting the magnitude of what you can earn in this business. One more thing. We showed a grid earlier. Ms. Bronwyn showed one, or Mr. Jeff showed it. You can earn up to 17,000 on this in a year. Well, what about 15 accounts? 15 accounts times 17,000. That's $268,000. $268,000. Did we say stop? Or that's all you can earn? No. Put down lines under them, under your 15. Okay, Ms. Brown, please proceed. The magnitude in this business is endless. Now I want to get into a direct matching bonus, okay? Well, they say guaranteed income. Why? This is a direct royalty type of business. In the middle, under direct royalty, as a platinum earner, you can earn up to 10% on anything you do in your downline, okay? As a premier earner, you can earn up to 15%. And then as a global, back to the left diagram, on your left and the right, if you were to match two globals, one on your left, one on your right, you can earn up to 20% on your first level. And then if they put a global on the left and the right, they would earn an additional 5%. So in this business, under direct royalty, you can earn up to 25% on direct matching bonus in this pod. Okay, Ms. Brahman, please proceed. All right, lifestyle rewards. These are very simple. Okay, on lifestyle rewards, every fifth match, you earn a point. Okay, you don't do anything to deserve or get that point. It's just given to you. It's given to you by Uno. On the 10th match, an additional point. On the 15th and 20th match, another point for each one. Well, what do those points add up to? They convert into things that you want. Things like cars, travel, lifestyle rewards, gadgets, handbags, meaning gadgets like phones, okay? Shoes. Once again, endless, okay? There are many ways to earn in this business, at least up to 12, okay? The maximum way to earn, 15 accounts, without doubt, okay? Ms. Brown, please proceed. Another way to earn, new uni-level compensation. They like to call that NUC, just what it looks like, NUC, okay? And this one, you, on the left-hand side, in gray, will earn, as a distributor, 5%. And then the 1, 2, 3, and 4, well, those are the levels that you go down every time you pair. First level, 3%, you earn. Second level, 4%, and onward, okay? You can earn up to, Brahman, once again, I cannot see the bottom of this grid, but it's okay.
So what are you, which column are you talking about?
And the distributor column at the end, I cannot see the bottom of the grid.
It's 18%.
Right, okay, and I don't know why I can't see it though, but still.
It's the setting
there it
of your
is.
screen.
Thank you so much. 18% as a distributor that you can earn going 4 levels deep, okay? As a, let's pick consultant in yellow, up to 21%. I believe I heard someone say, it was Mr. Jeff, that you can earn up to 29%. As a diamond executive, going down 10 levels, you can earn up to 29%. Well, there's another 2 levels that you can go up to, or 2 more colors. You can earn up to 45 or 50% in this business. Imagine that. However, you must pay into it your 62.5 NUC points. The system it requires that you purchase a certain amount of, let's just say, goods to buy into the program. The amount is 62.50 worth of NUC, or your new level compensation. Once you buy into the program, you're allowed to get paid from the program, okay? This is just another way of earning, okay? So I've mentioned about 4 or 5. There are another 6 or 7 ways that you can earn, along with the 15 accounts, okay? And I would love to let the person who brought you in explain that in detail, okay? We do not have enough time to cover something like that. Ms. Brown, you can proceed, please. I'm going to turn that over to Ms. Jacqueline to explain how to get started. Ms. Jackie?
All right. Thank you, Doug. I'm going to recap on what my team just said. Step 1, sign up. Become our partners. We have 4 different packages. Our starter package, which is $380, is enough for you to begin your journey in Uno. Our second package, business package, which is enough for you consume, share, and embark on a great business adventure. A professional package, which is plenty enough products to consume, share, and open up a wonderful business. And like it was said previously, each one of these packages come with product, and you can have up to 15 accounts in any one of these packages. Our last package is, like we say, we looking for a big investor who can see the long run, who can see the long investment into this company and into the company that they will have. Step 2, come to partners briefings, where you will learn more about the products, where you will learn what your team is doing to make their business more successful. Step 3, consume and share these great products. And step 4 is sign up, become a partner. 2, partners briefings. 3, consume and share. And 4, get 4 business-minded individuals like yourself and embark on a great business adventure. I'd like to thank you, and I'll hand this over to Bronwyn.
Thank you, Jacqueline. So I'm reviewing the participants here at this point. I don't think there's any new folks, so I just want to, we all know, and I'm not preaching to the choir, like Jeff said. I do want to take the opportunity here to inspire people about really focusing in expanding globally. The state of UNO, US and UAE is a little bit challenging because of the new introduction of one UNO lifestyle. So now more than ever, the global leaders that are here today, I implore you to please spend most of your time really pushing Premier Plus. Premier Plus has been in existence for over 5 years and has been proven to be successful in other countries. And we want to continue doing that much more, maintain what we have in UAE and build the United States. With that said, I want to remind the pioneering leaders here attending, and I want to invite your grand uplines that on Sunday here in the US, we are going to have a Zoom with UNO management. And with that UNO management, we have a new general manager. We don't have a new general manager. So that means Gary Morales is going to be handling personally through Shay Mangila our global accounts, including UAE. And I know that Ms. Julie had mentioned a while back that they sat down and talked with UAE about the state of UAE and where they are right now. So the United States meeting is happening on this coming Sunday, on the Sunday at 10 p.m. here in Eastern Standard Time. Please write it down for those leaders. And if you know of anybody who wants to participate, I want your grand leaders to be there because this is the defining moment. We're going to talk about UNO US as a whole. And if you're interested in learning what's going on in the US, what they're trying to implement, the new compensation package, you must participate. And if you have any concerns about anything that's going on in conducting your business, I want you to be there. This meeting happens only once every other month. As you know, UNO is focusing on the direct sales marketing, one UNO lifestyle. Imagine the difference of a startup, $32 versus $380, speaking for the US. I don't know how much it is in UAE. So I urge you, UNO Premier Plus is the way to go. A better compensation package, more sophisticated products, and access to all local products. We already have UNOpreneurs here, not here in the United States, and also local account holders that have excelled in UNO Locale. There are some programs that are implementing, and they're going to be rolling that out. And hopefully our Facebook Live will become effective beginning of next week. So with that said, I do want the opportunity to welcome our special guest, Adolphus. And Ms. Kelly, please introduce Adolphus for us.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bronwyn. Anyway, most of us already know about him. Adolphus is the first USA and African American top earner, also UAE, and then USA profit share qualifier, UAE Ruby executive, a consistent top earner, also a top earner in Unilevel, and an UNO Premier International Speaker Bureau representative. So we all know him as Mr. Payaman. Let us all welcome Adolphus Bachud. Hello, Adolphus. Okay, we can see your slides.
So Adolphus, I'm gonna let you take the lead. I do have your slides from the last time we presented. And, you know, I just want you to recognize that most of the people that are here, I'm sorry, we lost your prospect. So unmute, please. So if it's okay with people, this is being recorded. Why don't we just make it as an informal,
Training.
you know, yeah, go ahead and highlight, answer this question. How long
Okay.
have you been in the UAE? What's keeping you from kicking ass still at your age? We already know about your favorite magic cream. And I gotta tell you, today I decided that I was not gonna wear any foundation and use just magic cream. Because when I was at the Fountain Square, I realized, like, yeah, this is being endorsed by Hong Kong and I'm gonna use it. So that's exactly what I did. I put my eyes on my lipstick and a little bit of rouge, but anything outside, that's magic cream. So thank you. I purposely did that for you to push magic cream. So anyway, please go ahead and let's pin you, and anybody who's got a question, please type in the chat and go ahead. The floor is open for you, Adolphus. Thank you so much.
Okay. Hey, first I wanted to start with some sound. You know, like most people we sit back and relax all day, and you know, your day is always hectic. So if you can hear that, listen to some little rhythm and blues just to relax myself, just like we have to do. You know, I'll cut that off. Just wanted to introduce myself. Most people know me anyway as Payaman, but Adolphus Bethune from the U.S. was by way of Miami, Florida, by way of Virginia, by way of the UAE, by way of Cavite, for Desma, for like it says, you know, Philippines, but your brother, your friend, for and also for a coach, trainer, and also a follower. And believe not to tell you the truth, here in the UAE, while I'm still here, been here almost for it's going on 70 years, just like with anything else for us. In the US, sometimes ends don't meet. And even if you have retired, like Ms. Brownwood has said, and Doug, and even Mr. Brewster, you know, you still need to find yourself, you know, way to make money. And believe not, with my background in the US, they always told me, guess what? You're overqualified. Wow, overqualified. What does that really mean? That means for me as a Black American, for as I had to find elsewhere to find employment, because yes, to them, I am overqualified by virtue of the color of my skin. But as we speak of the skin for us, and just like what Mr. Jeffrey Brewster brought up, we have also some DNA. And in my family is, you know, just like with anyone else, hypertension, heart condition, you know, all those elements. And that was also part of my DNA. So I knew that for as I was a track and a football athlete at Georgia High School, Virginia State University, and Troy State was my, you know, my graduate school. So I knew these things about myself. So just like what Mr. Brewster said, you know, you just got to know yourself, but also know your audience. And the audience was my background was of me as an athlete. I knew, you know, I had hypertension. It was in my family. Heart disease was in my family. So I was looking for some type of, I would say, supplement. And that kind of felt, you know, good for us. In the US, you have a lot of, you know, I'm just going to say MLM organizations that would share anything from money to anything, how to make money, how to earn money, or, you know, just on the aspects of, you know, network for marketing or nutrition. So that's why I realized was in the US, it is very difficult because you have so many challenges. But then, you know, flipping through my slides was, I just want to first go to, when you can go to that slide. I love these guys, that the BODs, if you notice, this is money you know, I'm just gonna say hypothetical. Can you imagine, you know, you look at it, you know, when I look at the whole process, it's money wise. And these three gentlemen, you know, just like what Mr. Brown would said, they had 60 years of experience doing it, you know, for someone else. And they said, wait a minute, we can do this our way. You know, Mr. You know, I'm just gonna say, as I would say, I call him for his, you know, the mastermind behind for the BODs, for like it says, you know, when you think about the team here for of just, you know, when I think about you all guys for know for just going to flip from this slide for us, you know these men, but the next slide, the products for us. Just wanted to tell you about the products for us. You know, just like anything else, FDA for A approved, but halal was here in the UAE, and just like me, like I told you, I had hypertension, heart disease, so I was looking for a product, and I was getting stuff coming in from the US, Asbury, and it was a product that kind of toned you down for us, and me for us toned me down, eliminated for us my hypertension and also my for heart disease for you know kind of brought me down to level. So I was looking for something of that magnitude, and I was introduced for us to believe it or not, and I'm just gonna say skip this, go ahead and go past this slide also. And I was looking for something to calm me down, and if you notice here for you know genuine guy for just wanted to show for the Uno for unlimited network of opportunity, but not just unlimited network of opportunity. Can you imagine for a product that would also help you for? And I was looking for a product and I found one with Uno. So that's why you see this guy happy, smile, go lucky, because I am for happy about the product, but also happy about what it done for me. Next slide. Just like I said, I'm a you know, United States Army soldier. So, you know, if you look at this, it says military for armed forces. Feel great for I'm a civil engineer, and that's why really I'm here also in the UAE doing project for management type stuff. But I had the opportunity, if you see this picture, you see 4 gentlemen, but then you see one that's an Oscar for his award winning for Morgan Freeman. I had the opportunity at the NAACP award for us to be his escort, but also learn from him. And he was also looking for, you know, health products and all this other little stuff. So I'm giving you a tip here. You meet people in your everyday life, was like Mr. Brewster said, when you're going out to an event like the Juneteenth event or whatever, don't be an FBI agent. Let them know what you do. And that's pretty much what I was doing. No matter where I went, whether yes, I'm here in the UAE, been here for 7 years, but whenever I go out, I take something with me. I have my diet. This is a talking piece, so people talk about that, you know. And then for us, you know, can you imagine talking with Mr. Morgan Freeman? He was also talking about for his health and wellness. So I kind of threw in, you know, hey, I just got started with this company for us at this point for us, like it says, you know, and it's a health and wellness for his products for. So, you know, talking to him about it for us, he had some contacts for me on to a few other people that kind of was doing for us that too. So that's how I got into the business. Next slide. And for you can skip this slide for us. I always thinking about God up above, but I'm also out and about for us. Like I said, here I'm in Cameroon, also gone around for, you know, doing for us things of my background, which is civil engineering, but not just civil engineering. Can you imagine, you know, just being a servant leader and telling for wherever the military tells me to go. And that's what this product tells you. You know, you can be a servant leader for with the product, just like Doug Force has mentioned, but also Miss Bruce for Miss Brownwood and Mr. Brewster. You know, just going out helping people, sharing what you for the opportunity. Next slide. Here's another slide. I'm in the Republic of Georgia, just to tell my background. So you kind of know the person that you're dealing with or the person that they're dealing with, you know, multicultural for, you know, Russian for Georgian for Spanish for those are all the places I have for been. So, you know, the sky's the limit for us to where, you know, if you have contacts, send them an email for us. Don't force, you know, be leery of how it says who you can force, you know, talk to. Just like I had a guest on the call. Don't worry about the guest. Yes, she or he left for us early for us, but remember, this is a numbers game. So hey, keep driving. Say, I normally say like what we was taught in the for us, like it says, the food supplement training and then the love heat was what you call them. Some will, some won't. Hey, so what next? Let's move on. Next slide. And just like I said, remember I brought up being a servant leader. So, when I reached one of the highest positions for, or one of the highest positions was with Unlimited Network or for, as like it says, UNO was Ruby Executive. Can you imagine? Was become the blessing so you can help other people for us be blessed or become blessings. For us with the UNO Premier. For us, and that's what I did. For us, wherever I went, for us, like it says, I was that fly on the wall, but also, if at an event, if someone for us had a prospect, I would walk over to him, tell him, hey, I'm Adolphus Bethune. I'm from for us, the US. And he says, wow, for us, and then I says, for us, I'm an engineer, but really for us, what I am a UNO for his member, but also a proud UNO member, and I love the products. Next slide. And then for his legacies, remember, like I told you, this is a numbers game. So if it's a numbers game, how many people have you talked to today? And me, for when I'm going out, for I'm always thinking about for who I can, for his legacies, share for this opportunity. Yes, this is an organization from the Philippines, speak Tagalog, but can you imagine we all over in Nigeria, Cameroon, for Pakistan, for the UK, for who have you talked to today? Just like for on my Facebook page, my Twitter, and my Instagram, I'm sending it out for us. I sent a blast today for us, and some will, some won't. Hey, so what next? Let's keep moving. Next slide. And this is for, like it says, if you notice all the people for, this is the numbers game, but also a people's game. You got to continue to bring people in and share the opportunity with them, no matter for, like it says, who it is. Can you imagine? I'm just going to tell you a little story for us. I had a good friend of mine was that I introduced him to UNO, and he said, well, oh no, it's not right for me right now. So then I'm over here for, believe not, and this goes to show you how for it works. I met his brother. His brother, for like it says, showed him the products. He tried the 8-in-1 coffee. He tried the Ultimate C, and guess what? He became a member. And he was, look, believe it or not, from the Philippines, from like it's from Baguio, and ended up when he went home, his brother, for like it says, oh, I was introduced to UNO for a long time ago for by this guy, and he says his name was for Adolfo. He's that's who brought me into the business. So that's what I'm trying to tell you here. Be careful. If you don't introduce your family to it, for somebody else will, like me, or somebody that's not afraid to say, to share the opportunity. So, hey, next slide. And doing this was, I love about what the VODs for, like it says, Mr. Oliver Chewett, for his Herbie, and even for, like it says, Mr. William Barbo. What they do is they put on for us, can you imagine? You give the opportunity to learn the process. And that's where, if you notice in the presentation, first you come on board for us as a member, but then stop and study. You got to remember that, stop and study, because, we all knew for us, we get all hyped up about the products and we know it works. But can you imagine going up, talking to a prospects about the products, and you know nothing about for us, the products yourself. So that's what for us, I love was, like it says, really like the food supplement for his organization for his training that they give us. That's pretty much almost for us every week. And then you get for us, like it says, one love, one heart for us, that type. So can you imagine just knowing how to, handle objections, and this is for us where I became for us, like it says, I had to be trained to get up and talk for us to the audience, but hey, tell it to the audience for us, if you have someone from Nigeria, if you have someone from Cameroon, if you have someone from the UK, talk to them. And I told them about, really, I wasn't coming in to do the business at first. I was coming in because I was looking for a product. I had hypertension, heart condition, and I found Ultimate C. I have found for, like it says, grape seed. I found for, like it says, world for, like I said, wheat, grass, and barley for. So those were the products I used. And then even the magic cream was, like it says, use the stuff. But we also have shampoo to make yourself look good. So I used all the products for, just like for Mr. My brother Douglas Payne mentioned, using for the new for, like it says, can you imagine in the US it's only $50 for, can you imagine just getting in for, like it says, and resupplying for your, your toothpaste or your shampoo or your food supplements. Just that easy. Next slide. And then of course, going through for the top training for us, and this was one for us sitting down with the BODs for us, and they says, all right, you're the first Afro-American or the US was American that has done for us this, UNO, and has reached for us at least one of the top for his positions for us in UNO, which is, the Rubik executive. So, hey, tell people your journey for us and tell for us people for us how you came about. And like I said, I was a project manager here in the area. So, really wasn't thinking about the money and thinking about coming into business. I was just thinking about my health, for my DNA, just like what Mr. Bruce Lee talked about for us, can you imagine having heart condition and for hypertension, how to lower that for us? And, and then next thing for us, I'm going out, sharing it for us with people. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, if I'm sharing it with someone and not making money, I'm losing on this deal. So hey, became a member, became, like it says, started going out, doing presentations, one-on-ones, or just like with the pandemic stuff, now with the Zoom calls. Can you imagine talking to a friend or a loved one and getting on a Zoom call and say, hey, I just started this business. And hey, if you got a few minutes, just wanted to share it with you. And then send them a link of the YouTube like it says, this, and I'm just going to say this business presentation, and let them review it and then say, hey, wait a minute, tell me what you thought about what you saw, and hey, either like it says, they will or they don't, but at least you introduce it to them. Next slide. And then, of course, comes with the accolades this was back in February February through March one of the high performers, but just stand out for us. And the standout part was, I'm just going back to my team members, 50 on the right, 50 on the left. How many people have I helped today get to maybe for supervisor, consultant for us, or Ruby executive? And that's what this really is all about. How many people can you help today with unlimited network of opportunity or one lifestyle for his products? So sharing an opportunity with them was just like, I thought, what Mr. Zig Ziglar says, if you help enough people get what they want, guess what? You'll have everything you want. So, hey, let's continue to go out and help people get for what they want, and then we have everything that we want. Next slide. And then, of course, like I told you, pandemic hadn't stopped. It just slowed up a little bit. And even here in Abu Dhabi, where I'm located now, we had over 280 cases believe it or not, last week. So, I preach to most people that says, have you had your Ultimate C today? Have you had your zinc? Or have you had your virgin coconut oil? And that's what I'm showing this because, hey, this was the pandemic fighter and it's still fighting. I just went, can you imagine, did my swab test. Can you imagine, I'm looking on my cell phone now and I look down, can you imagine seeing 27 negatives? And we're going to say, it's due to the conduciveness of, what you put in your DNA. And it's the virgin coconut oil, Ultimate C, and the zinc, fighting off the virus. And that's how we do it. Next slide. And then, of course, being as an expat or US American, people says, have you made any money with this? And I go tell people, I says, really? Have I made any money with this? Can you check out this slide for us? Ruby executive, one time for his Lexus commission, 300, and can you imagine, look at this, 341,000, look, almost close to 350,000 pesos. For doing a business, this, all you doing is sharing it, using it. And I just tell most people, can you imagine the 4 tips? Have to remember this. Come on board as a member. Can you imagine, stop and study? Then, like it says, consume, and it's just like what Mr. Bruce said, profitable consumerism. And why do we say profitable? Okay. The proof is in the pudding. 350,000 pesos like it says, Ruby executive 1 star. And of course, I was doing this part-time. So can you imagine? It can be done. Next slide. And just like it says, one lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. And something, I think about this is it put in Tagalog. Can you imagine going through that rat race? You get up every morning, put on your clothes, go to a job, maybe just like most people say, I hate this job, but there is no other way to survive. Because remember, ends don't meet. So how do you make ends meet? By doing something like UNO, unlimited network of opportunity. But hey, getting on that rat race every day, you do that. Can you imagine you doing that for us? That's just like Zig Ziglar said for us, is just, doing the mundane for us. Or if you continue to do the same thing for us, you'll be doing the same thing each and every month. So can you imagine having a second stream of income or a third stream of income? And remember, with Uno, you can have 15, can you imagine? 15 stores. And can you imagine if, like for me, example, I got my 15 stores. Can you imagine? That's where that 350 comes from. Was, one person doing it for one time. It's going back. Can you imagine? You got 15 stores and a person, doing the 60.2 for $50 per month. Can you imagine? Add that up per month. 15 stores. Hey, that's your income. Next slide, please. And then for, the BODs for like Herbie Chu and Oliver Chu brought out something else for us. Can you imagine? They always continue to, enhance. Can you imagine for, like it says, Uno Shop, just like have y'all thought about Amazon? Hey, we have our own Amazon account. And I tried this, this is one for, like it says, product that you had to take a course to learn how to do the Uno for store. And it was done in Tagalog. And look, I tell most people, I don't speak for Poquino, for as I would say, for my Spanish that I know. But can you imagine? I speak Contilon and still got through the course and still making money with Uno. And this is like what I'm achieving every month. Can you imagine? 4,000, almost close to 5,000 pesos per month with the Uno store. And then, just wanted to show people for us, like it says, can you imagine? They say here in Forest, Uno, did you make any money? Go to the next slide. Can you imagine? My first check was, can you imagine, 500 some odd dollars for us, with Uno. And like I said, this is part-time. And remember those 4 key things. All you doing is, coming on board as a member, stop and study, and then for us consumer, profitable consumerism, just like what my brother for us, like it said, for us, that's all we're doing. And then the next slide is sharing for us, finding 4 more people that you want to share it with. And look, this is for us, like it says, can you imagine? This is my, I'm just going to say 22,000. Can you imagine? 22,000 for, was the income that came in for us. And then you get for 500 or 400 points. And I can use those points on, just like we brought up before. Can you imagine? For going to, maybe like to a places, that Uno provide for you, or getting some nice shoes or a bag or something for my wife. For, all this is added for us for Uno. Can't say enough. Next slide. And of course, like it says, the training. This was the heart and minds for us. Can you imagine going and finding your biggest why? And most people for, doing this training, what is your biggest why? My biggest why, when I look at it, is my family. But now, since I've been here in the UAE and seeing so many for us, and I'm just going to say OFWs, and OFWs are not just, can you imagine, Filipino workers, Pakistan, Indians for us. Like it says, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, expats. So that's my why. My why is for how many people can I talk and share this opportunity with? Yeah, they may say no, but guess what? Then I asked them, I said, so you said no today, but I already know the business, as Zig Ziglar says, a no means maybe I didn't give them enough information at that point. So guess what? I'll tell them, I said, in myself, when I said, I met you today, but hey, can I get your name and number for us, and maybe your email that, that I can keep you updated with for us, what new implements for us that have started for us within Uno for us. So just wanted to do that. Can you imagine that? 200 for us, like I said, nationalities for us in Uno. Can you imagine that? Hey, next slide. And then, of course, this was an event we done outside. Can you imagine a person signed up for Uno outside? This was during the Christmas time for us here in the UAE. And we can do this business from anywhere. Just like what Mr. Brewster said, and Ms. Brown went, and also my brother Doug. Can you imagine if you have your cell phone, the internet, and the will to, for his ability, able to explain it to him, or send him a video, or send him for his YouTube something? Hey, you've done what you had to do. And remember what you got to do? You got to remember to follow up. You got to follow up within 24 hours. If you share them an opportunity to where, if it was a book, if it was a YouTube, or if it was even on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, remember, go back for us and gather for us all the, for us, like it says, the videos for us that you can for us, and share it for us with a friend or a loved one, and tell them, use that technique like I told you. Can you imagine saying, I just started this business. I don't know too much about it, but hey, can I send you something that you can review and tell me what you think about it? That's it. Next slide. And believe it or not, you know, we brought up this business you can do from anywhere. This is in Bahrain. What's a Bahrain for us? You know, and I went for us, like it says, just want to give a shout out for us to my, for us, like it says, my upline, Mr. Wilson Filipino. He was in Bahrain speaking. So guess what? For us, you know, me and my wife, we went to for us Bahrain to speak, you know, and of course, I'm gonna get up for us and tell my story also. I'm a US for us, like it says, UAE for us, like it says, expats, doing this business for speed and boldness. For us, like it says, you can do this business from anywhere. That's what I tell most people. So can you imagine in Bahrain for us talking, got behind for us, and you know, Mr. Wilson Filipino, and says, you know, I'm here for us, supporting him, but also supporting BODs, Mr. William for us, Barbo, Herbie, and Oliver Chua. You know, just supporting. You know, next slide. And then, of course, now for us, this one for us, I'm in Qatar. Can you imagine in Qatar talking about for us this business, you know, again, for us, you know, sharing this opportunity for us with everyone, you know, just sharing the opportunity for us, telling my story. And, you know, like my cousin tell me, Mr. You know, Kevin Max says, I keep it right here. You know, I keep it right here for us, you know, what I try to do to most people, you know, I tell them for us about the, you know, the business, but I tell my story, just like it says, I came in with my DNA problem, heart condition, for us, like it says, hypertension, you know, even some migraines. And I just was looking for something that was gonna calm me down. And then all of a sudden, you know, if I'm out sharing for us, like it says, how well it does, hey, why not get paid? So, you know, just like it says, consuming for us, but also finding people for us to talk to. And how many people have you talked to today? Next slide. And of course, you know, the BODs was told me, you know, we also have a responsibility, just like for as I was told for us by Mr. Wilson Filipino, for as like it says, and I love for as like it says, you know, the Red Lions team for us, you know, Mr. Warren Trinidad, you know, he came on for us, and I was so flat excited for us hearing him talk and hearing him speak and seeing how, you know, can you imagine? He was just a messenger. And then for us, like it says, Mr. Wilson Filipino was a gasoline boy, and look at them now. So can you imagine? You know, it does not matter for us. You know, I have 2 degrees, a master's degree in, for as like it says, management for us, you know, master's in science with management, was in project management, and a civil engineering. It does not matter for us. You can be a school teacher. You can be for us, like it says, you know, for us, a high school for a student, or for us, just can you imagine for us, a university student? It does not matter. You know, we're just here to find your biggest why. And your biggest why, just like we already know, people here for us that are overseas foreign workers, they're looking for one thing. How can they supplement their income? And hey, this is the opportunity. So that's where, you know, we're doing these business for global business reviews to help people realize the potential. Can you imagine the potential is your second stream of income? And I just always say, you know what I'm going to say, Payaman, Payaman. We just got to get out for and find people that, hey, we can talk to. And if a person within arm's reach of me, you know they're going to learn about Uno for us, because I'm going to slip it in. I'm going to pull out my satchel of 8-in-1 coffee, or, you know, my supplement for us in the pack for us, like it says, Ultimate Seed, or can you imagine for us, like it says, Grape Seed? Of course, I'm going to do it. And then if I'm out doing my little run, hey, Prime Juice, baby, Prime Juice. Next slide. And of course, going back to for us, can you imagine? You know, I put this for us 2 folds on here just to show the American flag, but also for us the Eagles online support system. There is support for us within Uno. You know, we're cross line for us, like says, with the Red Lions, for us, and all other teams, for us, the Scorpions. Can you imagine for us, the Eagles International, which is what I'm part of? But you know, we're just one family, one lifestyle family, or one unlimited network of opportunity family. We're here. But can you imagine the flag? And then people say, hey, have you made any money? Can you imagine? Almost 20 for, like it says, 2,200 for US dollars for I made for, and this was coming for, you know, and I'm just gonna tell you, it's coming every month. It's going into my account for us, believe it or not, in the US. And my wife always tells them, she says, she looks at my account, she says, you know, you have another check for us. Are you still doing it for us, that little unlimited network of opportunity? And she's in the Philippines now, but can you imagine? She goes back and checks. She says, wow, you know, that was 90 for, like it says, 96,000 for pesos. Can you imagine? Almost 100,000 for us, you know, and I get that pretty much for us every month, you know. So the opportunities is there for you. Just got to continue to, for us, like it says, reach out to people. And like it says, my guest that left, hey, no problem for us. I'll go back to her for us. Maybe something came up, or him, or something came up for us with him or her for us that I sent out the blast to, and I'll just let them know for us. Like it says, you know, some will, someone next. I just wanted to share an opportunity with you that you may can earn some extra income or even become healthy, because most of our products is what? Organic. Next slide. And of course, can you imagine looking at this guy for us? And most people would say for us when they look at me and they say, we never thought you was 62 years old. I thought you was 45. I said, so see, that's what good living for us, believing in Allah and God up above, but also using the products for us. And like I said, I suffered with, notice like I said, I suffered with for us hypertension, heart condition, and for us, like I said, all these things. And with Uno's help and God and Allah up above, believe not, for us, sky's the limit to what you can achieve. So hey, continue. Next slide. And then of course, I was invited to go and speak at for the college STEM and I love for in the Philippines. Remember, you get the Mall of Asia. So I went out going out to the Mall of Asia. So I'm walking and talking to different people. And then people looking at me for like, who is this guy? They look and see for is he one of the basketball players? Is he Michael Jordan? Or is he for like it says, can you imagine for they thinking of that magnitude? So, I'm just going around for, how it says, dress to impress, impress to undress. The whole little bit for, ball of wax. So, hey, next slide. And then, of course, like it says, we had our sales rallies. Can you imagine starting a business? I started a business here in 2016. Can you imagine? From 2016 for us on to now, can you imagine being for us, a top earner? And it's not just me being a top earner. Can you imagine how many people for us have I helped today become supervisor, consultant for us, or for us, like it says, coming to the business. That's what it is on it. Like it says, 50 people on the right, 50 people on the left. And I always check my genealogy and says, wait a minute, this person is close enough to become consultant. How can I help him? So, hey, go ahead and for us, like it says, if I'm talking to a person, just said, I'm gonna just go ahead and help him or help her. And that's what it's all about, helping each other. No matter where you're from, Philippines, India, Pakistan, Egypt, for us, all over, Syria, for us, no matter, for us, just do it. Like Nike says. Next slide. And, just like what they brought up for us, like it says, my favorite, like it says, Pro Cardio was another one. You got the Ultimate Seed for your grape seed, and then you got the Prime Juice. Those are ones for us, like it says, most people for us understand, because these are the products we have now. For us, can you imagine Pro Cardio to help the heart? Or for the Ultimate Seed to kind of lower you down. Or Prime Juice if you're out doing your workout. Can you imagine that? And then we also have for the young, for children. Can you imagine, my daughter for us and Alexis, all my relatives have, children. Can you imagine sharing some cocoa for us, chocolate cocoa for us to them and making brownies and making them stronger and more healthier? These are the type of products we have for us, food supplements. And this was another meeting, like I say, for us here in Abu Dhabi, for us, can you imagine just going out, sharing the opportunity for us, wherever you are. And, just like what it brought up for us, Ms. Brown went as part of the Red Lions team with Warren Trinidad, and I'm with for Wilson Filipino for us. And hey, we're brothers and sisters for us, like Mr. Douglas Payne for us, and for us, like it says, Brewster, we're all for us part of one team, the unlimited network of opportunity or one lifestyle. And that's what we was having here for us. Like it says, another meeting, people coming on board, and I'm sitting down talking with them, sharing them for us that say, yeah, I'm an American here, project manager for us, doing the business, part-time, and this is for us what I'm making for us, and this is what you could achieve. You could become healthy for us doing this organic products. We got coffee, we got for soap, we got for us like magic cream. All of these for us organic. Can you imagine? All we doing is talking about, just like what Mr. Brewster brought up, profitable consumerism. All you doing is, guess what? Changing your brand, your toothpaste for us, your lotion. Can you imagine for us, like it says, the magic cream for us, or just your supplements to make you even more healthier. Just look at what we have. Hey, the sky's the limit. Next slide. And see, for us, if you notice, these are all for us team members for us of, like it says, here in the UAE, for us and everywhere. It's about how many people can we bring for us to, the opportunity to share this great for us product for us, with. And that's what it's all about. How many people have you talked to today? I'm not a for FBI agent, or I'm not for the person. When I'm going out, I got something with me for, like it says, in my pocket, maybe for a satchel of, for, like it says, 801 coffee. And I may get to a store and sitting there for, like it says, maybe at a McDonald's. And I say, hey, can you give me some hot water? And the guy looked at me, hot water? That's all you need? Yeah, just give me some hot water. And then I take out my satchel and put my coffee in. Or for I got my thermos for like it's then I'm popping there for got on my like some my running gear and I pop out for like it says my prime juice and pour it into like it's a clear bottle of water and shaking it up. And they looking at for like it says, what is that? Oh, prime juice for hey, you have a few minutes? Maybe I can tell you about this prime juice or the coffee or the ultimate C. That's what it really is. How many people have you talked to today? And like says Miss Brownwin brought up for us, I just wanted to go back to her question. Here, 7 years in the UAE for us, brought onto this product for us, like it says, out of for us, like it says, illness for us, my DNA, just like what Mr. Brewster said, hypertension, heart condition, and was looking for something to tone me, but also kind of lower for us, like it says, as I said, my calcium level or whatever for us. And those products did it. The Pro Cardio for us, the Ultimate C, the virgin coconut oil for us, and the prime juice, all those things, the wheat and grass, and then thinking about for us, going to the food supplement courses for us that they have every week to know what I can put into my body to help me. But can you imagine? We also have for us, like I said, can you imagine if you had a brother or sister that for us, they could have sugar for us, Can you imagine? We have a product that can help them lower their sugar level for us, the Ultimate C for us, the wheat and grass and barley, those type of things for us. Can you imagine? We have stuff of that magnitude. Next slide. And like I said, for the team here, for the UAE, for us, can you imagine? Just wanted to say for us, the pandemic stopped us from having for us, like it says, group meeting, but then for us now, for us, it came back on board again. We can have the group meetings for us, but can you imagine? Don't stop because hey, we got Zoom. We got artificial intelligence for us to use. Your Zoom, your business for us. I had a business conference for us, like it says, last week for us, believe not, for us with a few people for us, like it says, that saw my for us, my website for us, and asked about, say, what is this one lifestyle for us all about? So I said, hey, you got a few minutes? And hey, for us, I did it for us, like it says, a Microsoft business call and shared it to them for us, like it says, and then I'm gonna reach back out with them for us. Matter of fact, when I finish this call, I'll reach back out with them for us on tomorrow and ask them, and they're there in Florida for us, in believe not California, and also in the for us, like it says, Hawaii. So can you imagine? I'm gonna reach back out with them and see what they thought about for us a presentation. So hey, next slide, please. So see, and this is what the BOD did afterwards. Now, for us, when you reach for us, like it says, as Ruby executive for us or Emerald and all this other stuff, you have to have a meeting. Guess what? With Mr. William Barbo. And it's just a planning meeting for us. And I'll tell you what the planning meeting was about me. Mr. Force William Force Barbo told me, he says, look, you're the first Afro-American or US American for us. And this is for what I need you to do for me. You need to become more versed in for the meetings, whether it's by rain, whether for is with the Red Lions or the Scorpions or the Eagles for us, because we need to let them know, not just a Filipino thing, it's the world for us thing. And that's what he really for sat down with me and told me for what I needed to do for us. He says, every little chance you can get, you need to be consistent and for us get out and reach as many people as you can. And that's pretty much for what I thought. He gave us a game plan. And this was our game plan meeting for all the top earners for us in Unlimited Network of Opportunity. So can you imagine what company does that for you? Say that and give you a game plan, but also give you some, a challenge or some goals. Can you imagine that? Next slide. And me, like I told you, this is here in the UAE. I'm going out to the gym. And if you notice that red thermos, that's what I was telling you. I got my love for my, this is plain water, and I pull up my satchel of prime juice, and I'm pouring it for into what you call them. And he says, what is that? This is for one of the trainers for that I sat down and I met with. And now for believe not, now for 6 months later, for still for like it says, going to the gym. And he asked me, he said, so tell me a little bit more about the product. So, because remember, so you got to think this way, sharing the products for your favorite ones with everyone to help them. But can you imagine? 6 months went by for I'm seeing them for every day. And I'm just, don't pressure people for let them for learn by themselves, right? So he came back to me and says, I noticed for you gave me a satchel of that prime juice. It's a little bit different for us. He says, are you making any money with this? So I said, hey, you got a few minutes. So we went out, and I was doing a presentation for him for us, showing him a presentation, showing him the money for us. I mean, I said, and remember, I'm an engineer here for a project manager, and I'm doing this business because I love helping people, but I also love people, finding multiple streams of income or a second stream of income. And hey, that's what it's all about, sharing the products. Next slide. and then bringing in new people. Because remember, just like Zig Ziglar says, help enough people get what they want, you have everything you want. And that's what I want to let you know for us here, for as my colleagues here, for as on the, what I've learned in the business, for as, you can do this business with speed and boldness. You can do this business from, from, can you imagine for your room here, for us, all you're doing is putting up a green screen, as they would say, you can have on for us, like, for as most people, for us, from here up, for as you doing a Zoom call, you could be doing it in your shorts and they don't even know it. And I'm just gonna let you know that for us, although me, I'm not in my shorts. Just want to let y'all see, I'm not in my shorts. I get on my pants. But just wanted to go there for us. You guys also have fun with this. Next slide. Just wanted to show you for us, like it says, if you notice on the next slide, notice I said having fun. One thing about for us, Unlimited Network of Opportunity, we have sales rallies, and it's a big what to do. Can you imagine having a party for us? Can you imagine, making money, having fun, but making money, having fun with the people that you love? Can you imagine from any culture? I brought in for us, if you see the guy in the gray shirt here, he is from Sri Lanka. He ended up for us coming on board for us from Sri Lanka. And then for us, like it says, for his top earners for us here, for us, like it says, my downline for us that came on board for us, and Nelly Nelabanya that brought me into the business. Can you imagine thinking about for us, the video for us in Las Vegas for us, I think about the video for us from the US for us, they had one in Las Vegas, and we had one here for us in Dubai. Can you imagine for us in the Philippines? Can you imagine having a sales rally for us and just talking and sharing people for us? Like it says, we not only make money, we have fun, but making money, having fun with the people for us that you involved with, like Miss Brewster, for us like Mr. Brewster, like Doug, for us like Miss Brownwin, for us, and Jacqueline. Hey, we're just talking business. Next slide. And then, of course, going back to how many for us here in the area, a mini business sizzle to where we're bringing in people for us, like I said, and this mini series was like for doctors, lawyers, for us, and people that make too. I even brought in some of my engineer friends, some of my colleagues for us that I had for us, like I said, since I'm a project manager, right? I brought in for us, some of the shareholders, accountants for us, like it says, doctors for us, pharmacists, so the business kind of shows them the opportunity, hey, because remember, if you're not bringing in people or, you're not helping people with a second stream of income, because even those doctors, the attorneys, the accountants, hey, they're looking for a second stream of income, no matter for us. And even for us, that guy for us that you may walk past that, hey, that's asking you for $1. I normally give him for us can you imagine? I give out for a satchel of the 81 coffee and maybe 5 dirhams. So now I just for us put a seed in him. And that's what it's all about for us with Allah and God. You got to plant your seed. And if you don't plant your seed, hey, it will grow. Because hey, how many people have you helped today? Next slide. And then we have for us, like it says, we were so, believe it or not, so busy here for us here in Abu Dhabi. We even had a product fair. Can you imagine going out showing a product fair just like for us, Ma'am said for us, can you imagine going to a hospital and doing for us, like it says, a medical drive, doing those stuff of a magnitude, just sharing the opportunity, but sharing the products for us with, and that's what we was doing here. We brought for us, like I said, some of the medical people for us from the clinic for us in the building that this was in for us in Abu Dhabi, they said it in the audience, can you imagine getting them for us, they designed for us, like I said, the prime juice, made it into an ice cubable thing for them to taste. Or can you imagine for us doing a slushy for his prime juice, doing a slushy for his ultimate C, and showing them for us those different things. So just being creative to what we do. And the pandemic kind of stopped us a little bit, but hey, it didn't stop us from, like it says, how many people have we helped today? And we already know for us, like it says in the US, for us it's kind of slow but surely. But hey, I know it's getting there because I see Miss Brownwood, I see Mr. Brewster for us pushing. And I just want to also tell y'all a story. When I first started this business, can you imagine for us, I'm thinking about for us what Mr. Warren Trinidad said and Mr. Wilson Finantino said. Can you imagine set it in a briefing and you doing a briefing with just you and maybe your wife or your loved one, but you're doing a briefing every month, and you're being consistent. So can you imagine this business is about being consistent? Can you imagine just going out, sharing opportunity? We're learning from me today, but you're learning from somebody else tomorrow. So, that's what this is all about. You may have people that you have reached out to, but hey, their why maybe was not strong enough. But we don't stop there. We keep sharing it with another person the next day. just going out for a sharing opportunity with whoever we can share with. Because remember, this is a people's business. For his network marketing, for his MLM is people. So can you imagine? You just got to continue to reach people. Some may for say no, but hey, remember we go back to like we say again, some will, some what. Hey, so what next? Keep moving. And don't let one thing I learned about the heart and minds was training. You got to learn how to accept rejection. When a person tells you no, hey, I normally say, hey, thank you. And they look at me and they say, but I told you no, I said, thank you. So going back to that for, changing their mindset. And then when I do that, the person that come back to me for maybe the next day and says, I thought about what you was talking about and I told you no, and you still said thank you. But no, I went into the gratitude phase. We got to be grateful about how many people we talk to, grateful about, for as like it says, we saw another day, but also grateful about the BODs. Herbie for and Oliver Chua, Mr. William Barbo, and so many other for like it says, listen to me right now. We are worthy for us, and we just got to believe that, believe in Allah up above, believe in God. And we just got to continue to move on. And your why got to be strong enough. So when things come your way, just like I said, the person said no. And I said, oh, thank you. And keep moving on. Next slide. And then can you imagine when I went back and showed y'all, can you imagine we're here in Abu Dhabi and Mr. William Barber came and he came and gave us some personal training. And this is one photo that we had a chance to take a picture. Can you imagine how many organizations out there for us that you can, and I just say like we do in the US, can you rub elbows with the president of an organization? And most presidents won't do that. But hey, we have one that does do that for us, Mr. William Force Barbo. He gave us some tips again for these, like I said, a couple of my team members for, my wife was in this photo for that type for like so. And then for my person that brought me into the business, Nelia Nelabanyo, for and then if you notice, Jiva, like I told you, he was from for like it says from for I'm just gonna say for Jiva is from Sri Lanka. See, he came on board for one of my members still doing the business. So see, does not matter. Pakistan, India, for can you imagine Cameroon, Africa, Saudi, we can do this business. All you get to do is talk to more people. Next slide. And then, of course, I got to show for a lot of people ask me, are you making any money with this? So at the sales rally for top earner for again, and when I'm sitting back, when we started for us, before I became Ruby executive, we had 14 people on my right, 14 people on my left. And when I came back for the next event, that's one thing I want to get to everyone. When you have an event, how many people can you bring back to the event with you? When I first started, I had 14 on my right, 14 on the left, going to the event, 28 people. The next time I had 50 on my right, 50 on the left, 100 people at the event, part of my team. But then I looked at my genealogy, supervisor, consultants, had one person close enough to make Ruby, then another person for, like it says, at consultant. So, hey, how many people, how can I help for this? So that's what this business is all about. How many people can we bring in? Excuse me. And like I said, people always ask, did you make any money for us? And I was doing this part-time. So like it says, still doing it part-time. And with the pandemic, yes, it's even slow for me. But hey, I'm not stopping. Whenever I'm going out, I'm taking something with me. Ultimacy for this in my coat, or I'm going for on a walk or a run. I got some prime juice, baby. And then if I'm going for take a shade, I'm in here for in the building for like I said, if I'm going to the the building, and if I'm in a facility where I'm sharing the bathroom, I may leave for the magic cream sitting there on the table, and then I go back and put it on, and then one of the guys may say, "Hey, what is that? Is that good for like it says a razor bumps?" And I say, "Hey, yes, it is. It works." So see, maybe another potential customer, huh? All right, that's a tip. Next slide, please. And then, of course, going back to the Philippines, one of the highlights as I would say, being like it says, an UNO member, but also from the U.S., the expat for Afro-American, one of the first. Can you imagine seeing your name up on the screen? 1-star Ruby executive, and then can you imagine walking up, getting your check? So one time, can you imagine that one time? So I was just flat out excited for, like it says, I always go back for and tell people for this is a real business, and you do have some hiccups up and down, but hey, you just got to continue to talk to people. And like it says, I love what the BODs brought up with this next little segment. one lifestyle. Can you imagine? Because hey, during this pandemic, what is it? It's part of our lifestyle. So, we got to learn to adapt with our lifestyle, but also adapt. And how we adapt with that second stream of income for us, or, can you imagine going out? Who did you talk to today? Or who hadn't you talked to today? Excuse me. And then for us, continue to do the business. Even if you have one person, if it just like I told you, it was maybe just my wife and my daughter, and I'm sharing it presentation, I'm doing it with her. And my daughter's putting up her Uno finger too. So can you imagine? Continue to do the business for us, and see how many people have you talked to. And we already know in the US, there's a lot of network marketing for us people and also MLM. But hey, just continue to be strong for us like Ms. Brown, what is for us, be strong like for us, Mr. Brewster and my brother Douglas Payne. Just continue to for us, like it says, push, because guess what? We already know, just like for us, a stone, for us, remember that diamond. If there is no pressure, you won't become a diamond. Or so, and also when there's for the trials, if I'm just gonna say like my pastor would always say, if the river is always smooth and you never meet up with any problems, you don't have nothing to grow on. So can you imagine when you're meeting problems, maybe for God is trying to tell you, or Allah is trying to tell you, hey, now you're heading in the right direction because you're heading up with a lot of situations. So if you're dealing with those situations, you're heading in the right place. So hey, it's a Dolphin Spittoon for us. I don't know who's on this call for us. Like it says, maybe this first time, or they been, being rejected for us and all the other little things for us. But hey, I just want to tell you, that comes with the network marketing business. This was not my first network marketing business. I was doing network marketing for us in the US, so I kind of understood the process. It's a numbers game. The person may tell you no for us today, and 6 months later for us, if you hadn't for us, like it says, contacted them, can you imagine? You may find them in the business because you didn't follow up with them. Remember for us, it's about for us, 24-hour connection. If you, like it says, this, so if you're on this call, think about for us your process. You came on board, stopped and studied, and then you consume it. But then also you got to go out and talk to different people and share the opportunity with them. And if you're not sharing it on a Zoom or, a little for, like it says, maybe your Gmail, for Instagram, Twitter, there's so many for, like it says, artificial intelligence that we can use. But if you're not using those, you're losing out on for us, maybe a person that's coming on board for us, being a member of your team. Just want to let you know that. Next slide. And of course, like it says, I'm a civil engineer for here in the area. So cars and stuff like that for as I have. This was for the Hummer for as I had. And then for turn the Hummer in for as, and believe not for as got for as, like it says, a car of my choice from Uno for I end up for as got for as, like it says, a Nissan for one of the big ones for here, Perdero for pick that one up because hey, it was part of for my car for achieving was here in the UAE. So you just got to think about for the things that you want to do and do it. But you got to have a plan. And that's one key thing, like it says, with this business for us, you got to find your why. And yes, we're having for us up and down for us, like it says, times here for us in the UAE, times in the US, Philippines. But hey, it's not going to stop. And you don't supposed to stop because hey, if you're not dealing with for situations, you're not living. So hey, continue to do it for us in Kenya. And I'm just going to say what I normally say. Pile on. Just continue to go with the flow, learn the business, and do the 4 things for us. Like it says, if you're on the call, just remember this, become a member for us. Like it says, 2, stop and study. And, we have this training for us. Like it says, can you imagine this Zoom call for us? You're learning for us different processes or learning tips from everyone for us that come on for us the calls. Or for us, like it says, got Facebook for us. Like it says, the food supplements orientation. Then they also have for us a new product for briefings. All those other things is going up. Whether it's Philippines, English, all those. And then the next key thing for us, can you imagine consuming? Profitable consumerism, just like my brother for us, Mr. Brewster said, hey, it's profitable. And all you got to do is continue to consume 62.5 or $50 worth every month. Can you imagine? You got 100 people doing $50 worth. Hey, second stream of income. Think about it. Hey, that's it for us. Like I said, just wanted to for us leave you with that tip. And hey, we can do this business with speed and bonus and continue to be for us mindful. I praise God and Allah for us for the opportunity. Praise God and Allah for us, as I would say, the challenges that I have for us reach here in the UAE for us and all over for his life for us. Like it says, that brought for us from my military for us to running track to competing. But everything is going to challenge you. And you just got to be one of those for us to stand task. And just like what Zig Ziglar says, help enough people get what they want, you have everything you want. Remember that. Sky's the limit.
Thank you so much. It's so refreshing to hear a fellow American talk about the business and embracing a Filipino-owned global company. And what happened is, for all the 7 years that you've been with the company, this is who you are and your willingness to share your journey. I know there's a lot of challenges for people who cannot fathom how one can excel in a Filipino-owned company whose training are all in Tagalog. That has been my struggle here in the United States. Of course, you are used to that culture because you work as an expatriate. You're around people that are multicultural. That is not the same here in the United States, unfortunately.
That's true.
I have no qualms with our UNO making preferential treatment to one lifestyle and the local accounts. I'm very happy that they've given us 9 accounts to work with here in the United States. The support of the UNO staff consistently, this is one of the platforms that they offer. The one thing that I'm very, very happy about is that they actually, they are meeting with us as we roll out and relaunch the US, giving us the resources that we need. Our responsibility as pioneering leaders, if we can only be half as dedicated as Adolphus here, we're gonna earn half of his money. Agree? Without quitting your day job.
Most definitely. Do it part-time.
Without adding any more to what we are doing. You see, UNO, the premier, the profitable consumerism, if we understand it very well, is you consume, you share, and that's it.
Yes.
I personally know from being from the background of organizing and having that the organizing skills and the knowledge is the fact that collective action works. Okay, one effort that we do every single day. Now, I would just like to implore people in this room, especially the US pioneering leaders. I know it's exhausting. We have our ask all the time, and it seemed like it's not being heard. Yes, they are hearing us. If they're not hearing us, you would not be standing here today talking and hearing the journey of people that have, and not even talking about, and not talk about the products. They are hearing us. The issue is, can we do what Adolphus is doing? That's an acquired skills. So I know we have a heavy lift, especially that our target audience do not look Filipino nor talk Filipino. But that is not going to stop us, because we know that our purpose is to share these wonderful products to help people alleviate their aches and pains and eventually build wealth through it. So let's continue doing that. I urge you, everyone, to please, if you're happy with the way we present our business opportunity, regardless where you are, invite more people, because this is a platform. And please go ahead and type in the chat to confirm what I'm saying. This is a platform that global leaders come together, connect with other leaders in the 4 corners of the world. We can help each other by offering testimonies, best practices, and also a way to lead to where to make sure that everybody experiences and everybody starts equitably. We have the resources. It may seem like the focus is really more on the third world countries. Well, first world countries need UNO too. They may perceive us that we have all the money in the world, but the fact is, there's a lot of money, but it's not allocated where it's supposed to be, and that's on healthcare. So we struggle with that. So we want to make sure we keep that in mind as we start talking to people. So English training is critical. And as we come together with UNO management, if our other global leaders will back us up, that we need to have all this special training, regardless how small the group is, that's a great start, okay? Mom Julie, our California leaders here. It's kind of late not to mention everybody. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Please keep inviting us. We are going to be doing this. This is our new faces of UNO. Miss Kelly, can you please go ahead and take us our Kodak moment so we can go ahead. This is our bragging rights. We come together. We are strong and we will succeed. Oh, and I want to acknowledge Miss Kelly. I want to let everyone know that it's Miss Kelly's birthday today. And I want to, please kudos to her. If it weren't for her, it's going on 2 years now that we are struggling to get this structure in place on a global scale. And she is the one who's not afraid of nosebleeds, who's not afraid to be with foreigners, who's not intimidated at all by the way we communicate. Because as everyone knows, at least I can speak for myself, Americans are very direct. This is what we want. This is what we need. Give it to us now. But for her to be very, very flexible in accommodating what our needs are and channel that through the board of directors and channel that to other global leaders. Ms. Kelly, I want you to know we appreciate you. And someone please sing happy birthday. Who's gonna lead us in saying happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday, Ma'am Kelly.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ma'am Kelly.
Mom Kelly,
So
happy birthday.
much. It's very
You feel the love there?
overwhelming.
I can't wait for you to come here.
Yes, praying for that. But thank you so much, everyone. Sing a happy birthday for me from all parts of the world. I really appreciate it. And let's have our memorable groupie now, guys.
Groupie
Thank you for your-
picture with birthday celebrant.
Yes, hold your greetings and let's
Birthday,
have
ma'am.
tea. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you so much, Jacqueline. You really sing well. Maybe we can do karaoke when we see.
Yeah. We have a karaoke machine here at the center. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
we can do
Jacqueline will
together.
sing for you.
Bye-bye.
Emmeline Dagumay. I hope I'm pronouncing that
Enjoy
right.
your night. Enjoy your day, Ma'am Kelly. More birthdays to come. Love you.
That's right.
Much. Thank
So
you,
Emmeline is going to be our
Salamat,
guest next week. Guys, please let everyone know from Tacloban. Emmeline is a great leader, and she shared before, and she has a lot to teach us. So please invite others, and see you again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, Ma'am Ronin.
Salamat.
Bye, Sir Douglas.